Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday cast of the Summer Cup round of 16 bracket stage. Today, I am here with my co-caster Paratroopa.
Hello.
I am Obi Wrights, and we're being graciously hosted by the just absolute workhorse in Dells. Has done every single cast. It's insane. Um, Today we have two matches, which are both extremely exciting. First, we've got Pofke versus Kotte, and then next we've got Warning Track versus Kaylee, a diamond, kind of a classic diamond match at this point.
Yeah, I'm really excited for both of these matches. First in Pofke and Kotte, we've got like a match of two of the hottest players right now, I think. And in between Kaylee and Warning Track, we've got a match of two of the longtime diamond players who have dominated the top division in SCL, Summer SpyParty Competitive League.
Yeah, it would not be, an exact you could very well argue that Kaylee and Track are the two best players in the game. Now, you could argue it. People might not agree with you, but it's not out of the ballpark as an argument. But first, before we get to those two, we have Pofke versus Kotte, and Pofke's had a solid group stage. Kind of going back to where we were in Summer Cup before. Pofke started off in a group with two newer players and Plastiques, and did very well. Went 2-0-1, actually drawing against Plastiques, which was a little bit surprising for a lot of people, but still managed to get out in first place. Whereas Kotte was in a group with what was it? Who was Cone Noob? Or no, I wasn't Cone Noob. Yeesh. It was Yeesh. That was the one.
Yeeshmonders and Sergio, which I would have said is one of the groups of death in this tournament, as evidenced by the fact that Kotte, a very strong player, only took second under Yeesh, who is very hard to beat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeesh was unanimously predicted by the community to get out of his group in first place. So Kotte was able to take a strong group, wrangled it into second place, and then had to go into the round of 32, actually. But we'll talk about that. We have Pofke and Kotte. They both did very well in the most recent season of SpyParty Competitive League, which is a separate thing from Summer Cup, and it's kind of the premier competitive league for the game. Um, Pofke was in silver, pretty high up as far as divisions go. It's the fourth highest division. Got third place in that division, and then afterwards went into the postseason and went 4-0 to secure getting a gold placement for the next season. Whereas Kotte was an iron, won the division, and then went 3-1 to get four divisions of promotions into silver. So both of them coming off of very hot seasons from SCL and have been doing very well in Summer Cup so far.
Yeah, I would say that Kotte is really one of our highest rising stars at the moment, or fastest rising, I should say, because he started out in Iron, which is the third lowest division in SCL, and through getting into the tournament of position, ended up taking a promotion all the way up to silver. And yeah, it's just really is fairly relatively new to the game, I would say, but has really shown that he can hang with the best players in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And going back to that round of 32 matchup that we were talking about, Kotte actually had to play Rio, who was a rematch from the Tournament of Position, who he had lost to. And that was the match that actually
That's
denied
right.
him going into gold. And Kotte won this time around with a 6-4 scoreline. So, obviously there's some improvement there. But Pofke is kind of the other one. Rio and Pofke got into gold during the tournament position, but Pofke was the winner, took a win over Rio during that same tournament. So it's, not necessarily just because Kotte's doing great now does not mean that Pofke does not have the skills to take him down. So we'll see how the
Oh yeah,
goes.
Pofke absolutely looks like one of the strongest players in SpyParty right now. Going 4-0 against like really top level, not quite top level, but like really good competition in the tournament position, has just looked really strong. took a 6-1 win over Falcon Hit in the round of 32, which is a dominating victory over a long time great player, Falcon Hit in Platinum Division, the second highest division in SCL.
Yeah, Falcon barely missed out on the Platinum Finals, making top two to year-end this past season, which is nothing to sniff at because year-end just took out Yeesh, one of the other widely heralded as probably one of the best players in the game, in the other side of the bracket of the round of 32. So there's a lot to be excited about in this match. We'll see if Kotte can continue his rise to stardom, or if Pofke's going to shut that down right here, right now, and continue.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a really exciting match. Like I said, these two players are two of the hottest, fastest rising stars on the scene, I would say. So it's going to be really interesting to see who will advance and who will go home today.
Yeah, and we do need to talk a little bit about the match format for this stage. In the round of 16, it's the same as the round of 32. We have the 5 venues of regular time: Moderne, Gallery, Terrace, Veranda, and Balcony. And then you can, if it is tied at the end of that, you go into extra time, which I actually don't remember. We've never gone into extra time on one of these casts, so I don't actually remember what the extra time venues are. But if you are tied after the 3 extra time venues, one of which I believe is ballroom.
Yeah, I don't remember. We haven't
Yeah,
seen
no,
it yet,
we've literally never
surprisingly.
seen an extra time yet. Although today is kind of a likely day for it with these close matches. And then if it's tied at the end of the extra time, we do have balcony. Just because we don't remember, by the way, doesn't mean that Dells does not remember. He probably has the extra time venues up on screen right now, so chat can see them.
I think like one of them might be pub. I don't know.
Oh yeah, pub. All right.
Probably
Okay.
pub.
Okay. All right. Now that we've gone over that, I think it is a good time to start out. We have Pofke beginning on Spy, while Connie snipes on Moderne. Both of these players, very strong Moderne snipers. Moderne is the most sniper favorite venue in the game, so Spy wins will be rare, but we'll see if either of them can actually take that.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see just the starting out on the kind of the sniper favored map here. It's interesting to see if anyone can get like a really commanding lead on Modern by potentially winning a spy game. But generally, very sniper favored map.
All right, we got Pofke on Seek with a drink in his hands, starting us off in 3, 2, 1. So there's a lot of things you can do on Moderne as Spy. The problem with Moderne, generally speaking, is that it's very, very wide open. There's not much cover. You have to be very careful about how you do your tells, or else the sniper will just kill you for it. We do start off with some inspects here.
Look at this. We have 5 statue visitors at the moment. And not only that, but we also have at least 3 visitors at the bar, it looks like. So this is a very busy party at the start. And it's going
Yeah,
to be a little bit hard to keep track of all those statues if you don't highlight for them. And it looks like we're highlighting for bar visitors. That's
yeah,
going to be our
bar
strategy.
visitors are picking up the highlights instead of the statue visitors, so that will decrease the cognitive load that Kotte needs. So you only need to memorize like 5 characters instead of 4 or 5. Um, rather than 10, rather, because you're memorizing bar as well. Um, but yeah, so we're not a highlight though. We do pick up the statue visit without picking up a highlight, which is against some players very important. However, against others, well, it's not that important. They memorize them anyways.
Yeah, I think even if you have very good memory, it's going to be fairly difficult to be 100% certain everyone who went to statues just because there were so many visitors to the start. There was a lot going on. So we're going to see Pofke going into the seduction target now and getting her first flirt. It's
Yeah,
going to be
speaking
really important because this is a very time crunchy kind of map.
well, speaking of time crunching, we do have a time ad on the books already. It doesn't look like it was caught by Kotte.
Wasn't caught by me, so we'll see.
Yeah, and as you said, this is a very time crunchy map. So even with that extra time, though, we don't have that much progress. We are looking at getting a fingerprint off this book. Green test, very, very nice.
Yeah, we got it.
Getting that right now is huge. Difficult fingerprints are super hard to track, especially on a venue as big as Modern.
Yeah, and
We do step in.
especially with books, just because I guess that someone must have taken out a red book, so they smudged the fingerprint only once, so we got the difficult there, and that could be very hard to track sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Pofke making some decent progress. We do still have 3 minutes, so quite a bit of time left to go. We, but you don't want to idle too much. If you're idling too much, you are just going to, run out of time, and that's never something you want to be doing. Unless you're really trying to hard commit to a frame, or prove to the sniper, I will time out if you let me. So you
Yeah, so we
better.
stepped into this kind of useless conversation here with we have a suspected double agent, but not the real one here.
We could be looking for an opportunity to go slam this book back in. We have a lot of tall characters nearby. We are, however, the tallest character in the game. That kind of cover is not as useful as it could be. Instead, we will be stepping right back into next our seduction target to finish that up. And yeah, despite having so much time due to the time ad, this is that issue. We only now have we're contacting actually. So yeah, there's a contact, a
We're gonna get
couple of low
yeah
lights.
quite a few lowlights here.
So that is now 2 missions done. It is the two easiest missions, but having them done is a boon for your pacing. You can now do missions quite a bit faster than you could otherwise. You don't have to worry about them getting them later. We are actually going to return this innocently, which is really interesting.
Interesting.
I don't know. You've walked this book around for so long, and you're really relying on the sniper to know where this book came from, so they can give you credit for putting it back. If
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit questionable just because we do need some progress here with only 1 minute 19 left to go.
Looks like we will be looking for a briefcase here. A little bit of a weird briefcase. We did, come from a very far. Oh, that was a.
That's a little strange. I think we could have kept returning the ambassador here.
Yes, we definitely could have kept returning. I think what Pofke thought he saw was from the other side of the ambassador in the spy camera. It looked like the ambassador had started to read a book, in which case that would have
Oh
been a
yes.
very, very good stop. We didn't actually pick up a fingerprint off that briefcase, by the way. Was that empty?
It probably was. The highlight twin in that conversation had put it down previously. I was a little bit surprised that that twin did not get low lit for the BB because it looked like they were out of conversation because they were picking up the briefcase. So there was no fingerprint left on it. But we did finish our inspects and we only got a highlight for it. So I'm unclear on whether or not Kotte realizes that Seek has finished inspects. But he's going to
Well,
know it
oh,
now. Oh no!
and whether or not Kotte knew about the first set of inspects, and remembered that,
I don't think so
that is
because we got
that was
shot.
a fingerprintable statue that we were going for. So maybe, in one case, maybe Kotte forgot about the first statue inspect, and that was a bit too suspicious for Kotte, or
Yeah.
Kotte was aware of the fingerprint, aware of the potential to finish, and did not care for Pofke.
Yeah, so what I think happened here is that we only had 15 seconds left to go, so we need to get something done. That probably needed to be a bug, and gosh, yeah, I don't know. It really was going to have to be a print swap finish there. I suspect the reason we took the briefcase is that we wanted to finish prints there, and we just weren't aware that the briefcase had been cold
Yeah,
for a while.
it does look a little bit weird because the ambassador had been standing on top of it, which means that you
Yeah,
expect the fingerprint to be there, but unfortunately it was not, and Pofke does get shot for it.
it
And
is
now
interesting
that is
though.
that is Kotte going up 1-0 on Modern. It was a bit of an expected outcome for the sniper to win, but a little bit of unfortunate kind of the party deceiving Pofke there, not paying a little bit not paying enough attention. I think just is the problem. But now
Yeah,
Kotte comes in on Rocker, looking to secure a 2-0 lead, and Pofke trying to choke that out. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
yeah, we'll see how the party treats Pofke here as sniper, because that previous party, it did end up being true that I don't think we saw the first set of statues for Seek, and we ended up getting shot for the third set of inspects, potentially the fingerprint as well. But this one's being a little bit nicer. We do have a little bit of a bar rush here, and we decide to go there to get the flirt and get a drink.
Yeah, it's not that big of a bar rush. Only like 3 people, which
It's not
is
too
easily
bad.
memorizable. We do see one statue visitor who actually goes statue to statue in general. so has full statues immediately in the beginning of this game. We'll see if General picks up, as a big suspicion for that at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
Pofke's not highlighting for it.
yeah, so Kadi does, just ignore that drink, walks away before ever getting offered. You're gonna go in for
Yeah.
inspects here. Kadi does
Looks
not
like,
highlight for inspects, so at least not the first set of inspects. So we'll
yeah,
see how that.
I'm not sure what Queen was highlight for. I'm not sure what Pofke's highlighting strategy is.
All right. Kadi has a bit of progress here. Not as much time as Pofke did on the clock at this same kind of juncture. So we'll see if we'll
We're,
see if he can get some mission progress here
yeah, we're gonna
because
step in with the double
that is a war.
agent. The conversations are not very full right now. There's a lot of people in the back who are kind of knowing about it. Looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this contact because you are risking a lot if the other suspected double agents are out. Luckily for Kadi, that is not the case. Kadi does have all three double agents in,
Yeah, we do have a lot
but
of real BBs
because
potentially.
but like there were honestly decent odds that Kadi could have been stuck as the only one with a real contact right there, just
Yeah,
because of the
that
fact
was
that we were the only one in the conversation with the real one.
that was a little bit risky. But it's modern. You have to get mission progress sometimes. No matter how it comes, you just have to keep going. So you take the contact when you can get it. When our seduction target was out of conversation, we
I
didn't really have anything
believe
else to
this book
do.
should be
It
fingerprintable.
is?
It's
Yes.
actually a green test off the same, very
Wow. A
similar
difficult
progression here.
fingerprint.
Yeah, very, very, very similar progression here from Kadi and Pofke in these games. Instead, though, Kadi does not take out this book and then, in fact, just puts it back normally,
Puts it
going in
back very
for
quickly.
statues.
We're making a lot of progress here. It's unclear to me whether or not Pofke is onto us, considering that we've been moving around a lot. We do take a highlight, potentially for inspect completion, potentially just for moving around quite a bit here.
Yeah, and we are the only highlight in this game, I would like to point out. This is a little bit problematic.
Right.
Against some players, their highlights are just spread out wide across the party to, track, inspects. But in this case, we are the only highlight. Pofke is comfortable using his memory for everything else, and because of that, we really stick out right now.
Our seduction target has been at the bar a lot, and we've had to chase her there a couple of times now. I think that's. I think we are going to take the delegate here, yeah, because we may need to have that in our pocket to get some missions done.
So what would be an interesting finish here is to get a fingerprint and delegate and finish flirt all about the same time. It's a lot. It's kind of a flurry of activity that doesn't even look that bad, generally speaking. But we are sitting next to a low light, unfortunately. Kadi does not know this, or else
Yeah,
obviously would be staying away. And
it's too
it
bad
was like,
because originally Queen was a highlight, but we knocked her out with a BB.
we'll be sipping here, waiting on Queen. Here comes a bug on the way through. Was that seen?
It was a
It
little bit
doesn't
of an
look
awkward
like
catch,
it.
but the arm was not particularly visible, surprisingly, with Taft's
Yeah, but
big body
I'm
there
really
covering it
surprised.
up.
Pofke is usually super on top of bugs. Here comes the last flirt. Mission win is now pending. Queen is at bar, ready to take this drink. 9 seconds on the clock. Is there
We're gonna
going
have
to
a
be
couple
a
seconds of
shot?
overtime.
There's gonna be some. There's gonna be two
If
seconds of
there's going to be
overtime.
overtime, we're going to shoot Rocker because she's our only highlight. And here comes the shot. Yeah,
Yeah, Pofke was not sure about the bug. Was not sure. Clearly was not sure about it, or else would not have waited that long.
yeah,
Because
absolutely.
there just wasn't much time in overtime. If you know when that list is being taken, then you realize, I could get like too late for sync if I wait for overtime here. So he clearly wasn't all that, all the way there on that, but he's managed to take the correct shot in the end, and now we are at 1-1.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of an unfortunate party for Cotty, just not giving Pofke any other suspects to really be worried about. He had Queen highlight, like I said, but Queen was knocked out by the BB, and I don't think that Cotty could have possibly known that. Uh, yeah, we were just really the only suspect for our activity, and when it came time to take the shot in overtime, there was only one suspect. But I don't know if we would have gotten shot if there wasn't overtime.
Yeah, that is
We might have been on top of the list, but that's, yeah, I don't know.
That is potentially something that could have been big for Pofke there, just the slow party. But now we're going into a more balanced venue for Sniper and Spy. So this is definitely one of the places that either player could hope to take an advantage. And now Pofke is on Bling Twins, starting off in three, two, one, playing it.
Yeah, this is where we could start to see some divergence. We could start to see some spy wins here. Because Gallery is a very tricky map, a lot going on in the back of the party that can cover a lot of sneaky little plays that are hard to see. Bugs are a little bit easier to get off here than on Modern, in my opinion. Take an early contact here with a very full back conversation, but we are going to get a couple of lowlights from people milling about. I kind of understand the temptation to go for the contact here, though, because on Gallery, the double agent can
It
leave
was right
conversation
into
and
a
never come back.
purloin, though.
Oh,
We are now
boy.
at bookcases, so we are not nearby where the purloin happened. We're not picking up a low light, it looks like. We're just getting a bookmark. Although we did have the laser come over us, so Pocky might think that we are a low light.
Yeah, the thing is, though, we do have a lot of lowlights in this party right now, so even if we didn't catch the purloin, well, it's tough though because we only have 2 missions to go here, so Kotte's not going to have a lot of time to gather suspicion on Pofke for anything.
Yeah,
This looks like a very good purloin for Pofke right now.
especially the purloin's good, but the cost was that less than stellar contact. This contact let off what 9 lowlights.
It was a lot.
That
Yeah,
is
it was a
that is
lot.
a lot. Even on gallery, where your average expected amount of lowlights is higher than usual, just because of the 2 conversation setup.
Hmm.
That's still way over what you want it to be, generally speaking. But we did get the hardtail buy because of it, and we're not a highlight. We're just a neutral light.
Yeah,
So
and
we
that's
could
pretty good right now.
we could see maybe a miss shot coming in, but this timer flirt here is really strong from Pofke. He knows he has a lot of time. He knows he can just wait here, and he gets the green test, which means he only needs
Oh, very nice.
one more mission in 2 minutes to win this game.
Yeah, there were so many lowlights taken on that BB that you kind of have to suspect that maybe the spy was going to try to get a hard tell off, because otherwise that would have been a very questionable contact. However, it seems to have worked here because I don't think that Kotte is really on this purloin too much. We've got a lot of highlights, but none of them are us.
Yeah, we do seem to be on the move now, looking for that last
Are we looking
mission.
for a bug
Maybe
here?
trying for a
No.
bug, but we're
I don't think
not
that would
really
have
the
been a
best
good
character
bug.
for it.
We didn't have a lot of cover there, so I think it was absolutely the right choice not to take that bug. I think it would have been seen.
Yeah, well, now we are going outside here.
We're
Acting
at
pretty
the
innocent. We may be waiting for a miss shot,
kind
actually.
of no. Yeah, because we've already shown the list gone for a long time here, and we've got the contact. That's 2 missions that the sniper knows have been done, so it's going to be very
Oh,
difficult not to
oh,
take a
we
shot.
redirect. We're going to the
Oh,
statue a highlight was just at. It is looking
are
like
we
it's
going to do a
going to be
swap?
a swap frame, and we know exactly who to frame with it. Here comes the swap. The bait will
Here it
not be
comes.
visible.
We
And
might
is
just get
Kadi
away
even
with it
checking for
anyway.
this? 5 seconds on the
I
clock.
think
We
we're just
need
going to
to
get away
be.
with it anyway.
And yeah,
Not gonna
Pofke
stop.
just
Yeah.
finishes missions.
Wow, that's an interesting finish there. I think that even if Cotty had seen the statue, we might have shot who was it before the statue?
Kane.
Before we took it? Kane, yeah. Kane was a highlight, so we may have taken the shot on Kane anyway, but we just didn't I don't think we even saw the swap. So that's just gonna be a mission win finish.
Yeah, it's one of those times when, as the sniper, you just kind of brain fart and think, "Oh yeah, this character didn't swap, so they're not going to swap," and then forget to check the green swap. In this case, even checking the green swap probably would have resulted in a miss shot. So it was a very nice finish by Pofke. He gave, and so this is the kind of the best way you want to be framing somebody. He gave someone that's more suspicious an actual mission win, so it doesn't look so you're not the one that it's a 50-50, but you're not the one likely to be shot. And
Yeah,
now we have Cotty on Bling Twin again, on gallery, trying to bring this back. This could be really, really huge if Pofke can make this sniper win happen. But Cotty has something else to say about it in three, two, one, playing it.
yeah, potentially a chance here for Pofke to go up 3-1 in this set and take a big lead. But Gallery is definitely a map where you can get off some interesting plays as spy, and Sometimes the party is just really hard to keep track of because there's a lot of cover and a lot of movement going on in the back. So we're going to
Looks
start
like,
off with this fingerprint here.
yeah, picking up the early briefcase. We're kind of off to the side. We could just put it down if we wanted to, but especially since the ambassador's at bookcase, we didn't even need to walk there. It would have been close enough to legit if we had just put it down and maybe even gotten away without being seen, just because we're on this off on the side where not much activity is. So
Yeah,
maybe a little bit of a
we're
mistake
not a
there from
highlight.
Kotte, but yeah, we do have the one
So
fingerprint, so we'll see.
yeah, sometimes that first early briefcase is sometimes missed just because there's a lot going on at the start of the party, and a briefcase can seem innocent enough. So we're going to step into conversation with the seduction target here. We also have an SDA in conversation.
A
It's not the
nice
real double agent.
nice green test for 51% here
Ooh,
for Kotte. That
yeah.
is great for a venue where, flirt is traditionally pretty hard compared to other venues to get done.
Banana bread.
Yeah, it's cool to see that green flirt 51% through another person. Not that I think that we're going to be doing much flirt tracking here. We do have fake contact. And we know it's fake because that was the SDA in conversation, not the real double agent.
Yeah, that it wasn't the real double agent, and unfortunately, that's kind of unfortunate for Kotte because it's just them giving away free lowlights essentially. So now we need to do the real contact and give away even more. And this time it's a white test, so
Banana bread.
maybe a split would not be good here.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of lowlights for this. Really narrowing down the party with that fake. I'm not sure if it was the best idea to take that fake. It was a confusing fake, but I'm not sure to what end that's going to be.
Here comes a white
Oh,
purloin.
here
There, this
comes the
could just get a
purloin.
shot. Kotte is watching it. The
But
fade is completely on screen. We're
yeah,
looking for
we
the
saw it.
lineup, and there it is. Kotte gets shot, and Pofke goes up 3-1. That is huge.
Yeah, that purloin was not probably the most advisable purloin. If we greened it, it might have worked, but even then, the party was pretty pared down from those two BBs, and the tray was pretty visible on screen, so that was a very risky purloin to take.
Well,
We needed to get
now
something done, though.
now we're stepping in to Kotte's best and favorite venue. Terrace picked this like I don't know, picked this a lot in SCL5 is all I'm gonna say about it, and has a very impressive win rate on both sides of the laser. Uh, so we'll see if Pofke can keep it even here and just keep the lead, or if Kotte is going to reign supreme on this venue, this favorite.
Yeah, it's interesting. Terrace is very well known for being Iron Division's favorite venue. Like a lot of other divisions weren't playing Terrace a lot, but Iron was playing Terrace a lot, and Kotte was one of the reasons. So we'll see if he can pull it back in this.
Yeah, and Pofke starting off on Rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We do have the normal mission setup, I would say, with inspects and swap off on Terrace. AI doesn't complete inspects on Terrace very often just because there's so few statues on the map to do it, that it's generally considered the best mission setup to take that off.
Yeah, this is a here comes an interesting. It's a white contact. It's gonna be a fake, which is pretty
Banana bread.
common on Terrace, but usually you want to fake with only 1 or 0 lowlights available for the sniper, and that's not that much to ask for on Terrace. It happens fairly regularly. But we do
Yeah, two
give
lowlights.
we do give
Take
some
them both.
other characters contact, but getting contact later is going to mean probably more lowlights than you would want.
The one thing is that with the two lowlights, it might sell the believable of the believability of the real contact a little bit more, because it's like, why would you take that fake if you're in the other conversation that kind of looks like a spy who was just a little jumpy and wanted to get the contact off? So we may be looking more at Kane right now, who's highlit, and less at the people in the other conversation.
Yeah, we will be going to bar now, picking
We're
up a
gonna take a
highlight on the
fingerprint.
way there. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a fingerprint in the ring.
we may have taken the highlight here just for going to bar for a fingerprint. I don't know if it was suspicious or not necessarily, but it is threatening for sure to have that fingerprint.
Yeah.
Or we may
Uh,
just be taking it just because we went to bar and we could potentially delegate as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But we will see if Pofke is planning on even finishing this game. If we weren't planning on finishing, though, I feel like you would want to leave that fingerprint alone, just so an AI could pick it up and become more suspicious, become more likely to get shot.
Yeah, it looks like we definitely want to complete missions, I would say, if we're going for that fingerprint.
This would be a
Uh,
perfect contact, by the way. I'm not sure why
oh
Pofke isn't
boy.
taking it. There's no reason not to take it and give it and just give a lot more characters all that real contact and force Kotte to consider way more potential finishers.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to delegate anyone for this Perlin. If we were going to, I think we would have done it by now.
So I don't know. It's an interesting thing because not taking that fake means the spy is more likely to already have real. But since it would be have been fakes both times, it's I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not sure I like not taking that because there is little to no information you can gain as the sniper there. Because if it's a fake, there's no reason not to fake as the spy, and there's no reason not to take the real contact as the spy either. So like, there's just not much information you can take from that contact. But Pofke doesn't take the opportunity.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but in any case, we've got 30 seconds left here, and we don't have real contact yet, which, we're a highlight without real contact. If we
Looks like
go
we're
in
going to
for
be
it, that
fake
might be.
being delegated by
Oh
Orange
boy.
Dress here. Orange, she just walked right next to us, and here comes the delegate to us. We take the drink from the bartender, but we're the shot.
Yeah.
Cotty knows exactly who it is, and honestly, that's really impressive on the one hand. But maybe Cotty should have held the shot if you I don't know. Like, you should know that Rocker doesn't have contact, but this is another thing entirely. The shot is correct, and Cotty showing his prowess on this menu.
Yeah, it's possible that I wonder if going to the bar and getting that fairly aggressive fingerprint may have made us more of a suspect. And I don't know if Cotty was potentially crediting a second fingerprint somewhere that never happened. Maybe just made him a little bit more jumpy to take that shot. But
Or
in
there was
any
just
case,
some
it's correct.
some suspicion that we can't see, something that Cotty thought was wrong, or it's just something, a mistake that Pofke made somewhere to make him the most suspicious character on that map, and that does mean that Cotty has a big chance to bring it back here on the spy of Terra.
Yeah, we'll see how Pofke's terrace mastery is here, because it's sometimes a venue that's not quite as practiced by some of the other players.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go, starting off in three, two, one. We're starting off kind of looking like we're flirting. We might be looking for a bug. A wrong arm bug against the ambassador here will be pretty strong, but Pofke is able to credit those, especially if it's general. But instead, we're just
Yeah,
going to go for the briefcase.
since we picked General here, I'm kind of wondering if we're going to try to get a bug off here, since General has one of the strongest walking bugs in the game, if not the strongest. And Cotty is definitely familiar with Terrace, so he is going to be very familiar with the best angles to get bugs on this map, and may be able to get one off on Pofke here. We'll see. We're in a very full conversation here with both the seduction target and the real double agent.
Yeah, this is an unusually full terrorist conversation, at least with the fact that nobody else is in the other conversation.
Sorry is a little bit shy there. She's kind of hanging in the back. We do get a flirt, but it's only a 32%. So we're going to need to get a little bit closer if we want to do a 3 flirt here with all whites. But
Yeah,
we
it
were
was.
very far away from text, so we may not be flirt paired with it.
Yeah, we're definitely not flirt paired, but we don't have that much other progress. I mean, we do have the fingerprints, but Pofke is very adept at tracking those, so getting them and finishing in a more orthodox way is going to be difficult, I think.
Yeah, if we are looking for that bug, then Taft is in just about the worst place he could be to get it. We're not going to be able to get a bug until Taft moves somewhere that's a little bit more further back and covered up by some of the party. So we're going to go to the bar instead.
Yeah, you're gonna get this delegate option. Of course, if you're at the bar, you might as well get that option. There's no reason not to. The sniper can't see which option you took. So,
Yeah, especially on Terrace, where having a drink in our
oh,
hand
this drink
doesn't
was
really
fingerprintable,
hurt
but it's a
us.
difficult red test.
Oh,
No.
oh no, we could have gotten a
I need
fingerprint
a
finish
red.
there. We do take the BB, and we're gonna have no lowlights. Kex was out of conversation, but we aren't looking over at him. Okay, do get the low light on him and Twin.
I think that Pofke is just, covering his bases, making sure that no one's like bugging the ambassador in the aftermath of the con.
Yeah, that was a very good idea because the ambassador, again, he's in a not very vulnerable position. But if you look away, if you're not looking at the ambassador, then he's definitely vulnerable. So definitely a good idea to keep track and make sure that the spy didn't get anything off of you there.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to go out to flirt with our search target at the windows here. It's a green test, but they walk
Oh
away.
no!
Oh, and they come right back to us. It's fine.
Oh,
Green test
okay,
again.
whatever.
No big deal. No
Yeah,
big deal.
that's fine.
Not a problem. And oh no, are we gonna get shot for this for this print?
I don't know because it is a
We have
fingerprint.
8 seconds. Pofke's lining the shot. There it is.
Yep, Pofke was all over that briefcase.
Oh no! And Kotte loses that spy game off the back of literally just a difficult fingerprint that was missed because we would have had
true.
10 seconds on the countdown after our seduction target was seduced.
That is absolutely true.
Missed the print, and now Pofke stays ahead.
This is, and you don't always have a choice on this, but this is why I really like to start games with a difficult fingerprint, because that way, difficult fingerprints are very difficult to catch. That's why they're called difficult. No, it's not. And if you start with the difficult fingerprint, if you get it, then you know that you can finish with fingerprints and maybe not take much suspicion for it. And if you fail, then you have a lot more time to go with your plan B, which is, maybe a bug there, or probably a bug on Terrace. That's really your only other plan B. I guess you could delegate.
Delegate is like the other option as well, yeah. But now Pofke in a commanding lead to potentially take this set down 4-2 right now. If with a sweep on Veranda here, that would just end it in Pofke's favor. Kotte trying to stay alive here in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Now, since Veranda is a 5 of 8 map, it is.
Sorry, I fucked up. I need. Sorry, I need to restart the game, is what I'm saying. Because I accidentally did the hotkey for next game and not click to start the game. I'm dumb.
Oops.
Anyways, 3, 2, 1, playing.
When you said restart the game, I thought you meant you had to restart SpyParty. I was like, okay, I could talk about Veranda for a little bit. As a 5 of 8 map, it is generally a little bit more sniper favored. It's difficult to get 5 missions done, but I would say that Veranda is the swingingest of the 5 of 8 maps, just because Veranda can have a lot of cover and a lot of activity going on. It's pretty cramped for how many guests there are, and we're Wheels right now. We're in this conversation. It's not really anything going on here. We don't have our seduction target double agents. We're going to leave and get some mission progress, or go into another useless conversation.
All right. We are going to take a fake contact here. Unfortunately, that fake is a little bit ruined by the fact that we did just get a SDA in with us.
Yeah,
we are going to split from a second one now, but we're not going to pick up a low light for
it. I mean, we went right back into a conversation, so we may have been trying to take the purloin there because Toby was coming up to us, but we didn't go for it. I wonder if that second banana bread was us attempting to purloin but messing up the action priorities.
Yeah, that would not be surprising at all. But now we have no progress a minute into this game. The ambassador is kind of helping us out here, but, telling us, hey, bug me. But Pofke says, no, this looks a little bit too suspicious for me. I'm going to
do a timeout at this window. No. We might want to think about doing a timeout because we have absolutely zero progress and only 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here. And I don't even know if we really have earned any non-suspicion for it, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We are requesting a drink from Toby here, so it is going to be another attempt at this purloin. This is actually the green purloin here.
Green purloin.
Really quick reject. We actually pick up a highlight. I think that might have been. Yeah, that's really bad timing, especially.
Quick reject. We're going to be in real trouble here.
Yeah, a low light just took the list, and I think we might just be dead for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pofke got shot.
yes. Wow. That's a quick shot, but that quick reject, normally the AI takes a little bit longer to reject, and I think that was within the range of a hard tell. And Kotte, I'm really impressed that Kotte noticed that and was able to confidently take that shot.
Yeah, the reason you want to be doing that really quick reject is because you want to not be noticed rejecting. But Kotte noticed the
Yeah,
reject and noticed how fast it was,
yeah.
and manages to completely lock down the sniper side. Now Kotte could bring it back to even with a spy win on veranda in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Really impressive to get that shot, just because there was a fair bit going on in the party at the time, and we're just right on top of Toby at that moment. Even if that Purloin had gone off as planned, it might have been a little bit questionable because it was our first mission, and we would have been able to take quite a few lowlights if we were on top of Toby at that moment. So I don't know if it would have worked out for Pofke regardless. But
Yeah.
now we're getting a contact here with the real BB.
The ambassador was completely off screen for a long time there as Pofke was taking low lights. We could have gone for a bug there. I don't think Kotte realized just how free that bug would have been,
Yeah,
but the opportunity has passed.
it can be tough on Veranda, I think, to tell what the sniper is able to see because the laser can be a little bit misleading. Even if the sniper is looking into that left-hand room, they still have quite a wide view of everything on the right. So it can be really difficult to know whether or not the ambassador is truly off camera. And if you aren't sure, then it's better to assume they're on camera because otherwise you could just get shot.
You
So
take
now
some
we are going to get
flirt.
some flirt progress at these statues. White flirt, so we don't finish it. Are we going to take an inspect? Yeah, okay, we do get our
We do
inspect.
take that one inspect.
So we've got a decent little bit of progress here with 2 minutes and 40 left to go.
Yeah, we are gonna go into books,
Ooh,
and something that is interesting about Kotte. He does not really do microfilm at all. We saw
yeah.
0 times during the regular season in SCL. And another thing that's interesting, one of Pofke's biggest weaknesses, in my opinion, having played him fairly frequently, is direct transfer microfilm. So maybe could go for that from Kotte here, but not looking like that's going to be something we want. We need
No, we
to,
wanted the fingerprint instead,
yeah.
and we did get it. I believe it was a difficult fingerprint, actually.
Was it?
Maybe not. I'm not sure. But we did get the
This
fingerprint regardless.
this is an unfortunately empty briefcase here, so no fingerprint on this one.
Yeah, you usually don't want to take those empty briefcases because it's very hard to be sure that the sniper knows that it's empty. So it's possible we're credited for fingerprint finish here, but I don't think we are. I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah,
We
we
are
do
going to
finish up
finish
our
inspects though.
inspects here. We're not picking up a
We're not
highlight
we're not
though.
we're not
Yeah.
looking at these inspects. These statues can be a little bit off screen if you are focused on the left, and that is exactly what happened. Pofke was focused on the left-hand room here and did not see Kotte at the statues at all. So not only were we not credited for it, we weren't even seen there. So that's going to be really good for Kotte here.
Yeah, we do only have a minute left to go, so we will have to find some places where we can pick up more mission progress. Possibly could go for a bug, but the ambassador is just not in a good spot for it right now, and Pofke loves watching those bugs.
Yeah,
We have one fingerprint in the bag, so that is another option, but again, the ambassador just not really going anywhere where you're gonna pick up fingerprints.
yeah, it doesn't look
So
like it. I kind
yeah.
of wish that when we were at the green books, I kind of wish we had taken the microfilm out because we had a lot of cover, and I don't know if it would have been seen.
As much as I say that direct microfilm is Pofke's weakness, he has a really good eye for animation microfilms. So that might
Interesting.
have been a mistake, but it's still something to consider. You need to be wondering how you're gonna finish here as Kotte.
We're
It's
gonna do
gonna
a
be a
purloin here.
white purloin. I don't know
A
how you're
white
gonna finish
purloin.
after this though. You still need one more mission, and this is being
We
watched.
might get
The
shot for this
shot is
anyway.
taken, and
Yeah.
Kotte goes down, and now
Mm.
Pofke is on match point going into balcony.
Gosh, that's really unfortunate. If we had gotten like a nice bug off somewhere, we might have been able to finish that because just not having been seen at inspects, sometimes you credit inspects anyway. You're just like, we see that Pofke was able to shoot here despite not knowing that Herod finished inspects. But yeah, it felt like that was a winnable spy game. That's unfortunate that Kotte wasn't able to pull it off and tie it up here with the balcony.
Yeah, so that means that Pofke just needs one balcony game to win this set right here, right now. And if Kotte can get 2 in a row, that's still going into extra time.
Yeah, so Kotte's going to need to win 2 balcony games here, but it is balcony, the shortest and smallest map in the game, and anything can happen here, really. I don't like to call it a coin flip because it is definitely possible to play balcony well. There's a lot you can do here, but it is a very swingy venue, and we could see something happen here.
Yeah, so Kotte going to be on sniper, starting us off in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Sniping for his tournament life. Ooh! Little bit of a accidental like stutter step into conversation there, but doesn't look like it was caught. White contact as someone leaves.
Banana bread.
Yeah, oh boy, we're going to take a low light there, and we're talking. That's going to be a highlight, and that's going to be a real big problem for Pofke here to finish here.
Yeah,
He's talking
34%
again to get this
now.
flirt.
Yeah,
This is the
34.
most I like.
Yeah, when you see this 34% as Pofke, I feel like you really cannot be thinking about finishing at this point. Because you are the biggest suspect from the white contact. You need 2 more flirts at the very least to even have a chance of finishing, and you'd almost certainly get shot. So you need to be trying to get somebody else shot at this point. I think you cannot be talking. You can just have to do something else.
Kotte was definitely watching Seek there. There's no doubt that we are the top suspect right now. You can't talk twice at the start of balcony and not be the top suspect. And you can't talk 4 times on balcony and win, generally. That's really hard to do. You want to get a green BB or finish the 2 flirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Pofke kind of agreeing here, not going for any talks, but that's also because our ST is across from us. So we'll see if Kotte takes the bait and shoots someone else, but right now,
Yeah.
that doesn't seem to be the case.
We could try to meet the flirt target at windows. I mean, it's too late now, but that's a way to do it without talking. Although we are probably flirt paired with Disney here, just because we were right next to him. So we haven't talked, but we're not going to finish missions at this point. So we're going to
Yeah,
have to hope for a civ shot. And I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, this looks like a timeout game. The only talker before 10 seconds ticks away is a low light, so there's just not going to be any opportunity for
We
AI
have
to get
small
shot.
men talking, but we're not going to have overtime, so we're not going to have
Yeah,
a
they're
shot
not going to have a
here.
bird time. That's the problem.
Yeah. Nope. So that's going to be a sniper win for Kotte. So we are going to see one more game here to see if we can get extra time.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be really big. This is the last game for Kotte potentially in Summer Cup. But if Kotte can make this happen, they have another chance, another 6 games to create an advantage. We'll see how that goes in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, so our seduction target leaves a nice open space right next to them. We aren't the first talker, so we don't take the highlight, which is kind of nice here. I like being just a little bit patient about getting into this conversation and getting our first flirt off.
Interesting that we take this contact while Kane is still out of conversation.
Yeah.
We do get the green test, though.
It doesn't look like we contacted, but we do take a highlight for talking now.
Yeah, and with 31% on the flirt, it's going to be really hard to finish flirts.
Yeah, I mean, we're maybe not going to be paired with Irish here on this flirt, but what is that really worth on balcony? The fact that we talked means that we potentially have a flirt with someone, and that's all that really matters.
Well, it can be worth a lot, but only if we're getting flirts faster than you would expect from the distance, and we are not. It's a white test. So.
And we're not seeing too many talks out of... Tex has been in this conversation for a while, but he's been completely silent. General comes in and talks kind of fast, but he's not really next to anyone, so he doesn't look very spy-like for it. I would say that nobody here is really looks like they're aggressively flirting. We do get a talk out of Tex finally. General's talking, but he wouldn't have the cooldown yet.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like this might just be another timeout game. But
Well,
Cody is going to look for the last flirt. It
we
has
need the
to be
green flirt
green.
here. We have to
It
get a green
has to be
flirt,
green.
or else we're gonna end up with 99%.
No!
Oh no!
Cody
And we're
does
not getting
not hit the
shot.
green flirt.
We're not getting
And does
shot.
he get
We're gonna
shot?
have time
If he
anyway.
doesn't get shot, that green flirt's
Oh.
going to be huge.
Oh
Oh no!
man!
2 games in this
Oh,
set. 2 games in this set where Cody would have won with a
that's
green
tragic.
test, a fingerprint on Terrace, and a green test flirt on any of 3 green tests in this last balcony game.
Oh my goodness! And we got the flirt off right at 10 seconds, so there wouldn't have been any overtime. And it looked like we were about to line a shot on someone. I wasn't sure if it was us or if it was Seek, but we didn't take the shot either way. So that would have been a finish if we got that green flirt. That is, oh, we're so close to extra time. That's tragic.
Yeah, we still no extra time in the round of 32 or 16 so far. And man, Cody was this close
This
to
close.
winning this set.
That was honestly that was a fantastic set. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely.